We see a picture of Hanuman. And I have already described to everybody that Hanuman never thinks himself God. Hanuman is the pure devotee of Lord Ram. If you told Hanuman, Hanuman, you are actually God. You take the position of Ram and you enjoy Sita. Hanuman would immediately take you by the neck and kill you. He would never think of such a thing because he doesn't see himself as God. He sees himself as the devotee of God. And this is the real sign of someone who's advanced spiritually. Someone who's advanced spiritually, they never tolerate being called God. They will never tolerate such a thing. Sometimes I have heard that some guru is called God, but actually he doesn't want to be called that, but his disciples are calling him that. But if any guru is really worth his value, he'll never allow his disciples to make such a mistake of calling him God. We will find out soon enough what are the qualifications of God. Hanuman, at least, will never make this mistake. He sees himself as the devotee. Perhaps you have seen, there's a picture of Hanuman opening up his heart. And who is in there? Lakshman and Ram. That's Hanumanji's heart. And that's confirmed in the Shastra. There's a verse that within the heart of the devotee, God is residing. And within the heart of the Lord, the devotee is residing. So this statement is there in Shastra to confirm it. So then we will go a bit higher up on the altar to the top level, and we find a picture of Lord Brahma. And he is also mentioned. In the Shastra, we find the following statement. That Lord Brahma is described that he is the creator of this universe. But note, where does Lord Brahma come from? He is born on the lotus coming from the navel of Vishnu. Lord Brahma actually is Jivatma. Anyone sitting here today can become a Lord Brahma. In every universe, there is such a personality. The Brahma in this universe, because this is the smallest of the universes, is called Chaturmukhi Brahma, four-headed Brahma. But there are Brahmas with many more than four heads. Perhaps you know that once Lord Brahma wanted to pay a call on Lord Krishna. So he knocked on the door, and the doorkeeper came and said, "Who is knocking there?" He said, "Lord Brahma, I have come to see Lord Krishna." So the doorkeeper immediately went to Krishna and said, "Krishna, Lord Brahma is here to see you." So Krishna's question was, "Please ask him which Brahma." So the doorkeeper went back and went to the Brahma and said, "My dear Brahma, who are you? Which Brahma? Krishna wants to know." Lord Brahma said, "What do you mean, which Brahma?" So he gradually came in. He said, "My dear Krishna, I have a question to ask. When I came to the door, your doorkeeper asked me, 'Which Brahma am I?' He said, 'Are there any other Brahmas?' Then Krishna smiled, and suddenly, from all the different universes, the different Brahmas started to come. Some had 10 heads, some had 100 heads, some had 1,000 heads, some had 10,000 heads, some had 1 million heads, some had 10 million heads, and all of them were placing their crowned heads upon the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. And Lord Brahma began to feel like a little mosquito amongst these huge Brahmas. He was astounded. Then gradually Krishna gave his blessings. They said, "My Lord, Is there anything that we can do for you? And he said, no, I have just called to find out, is everything going on? You may all go back to your universes and carry on with your business. So they all went back. Then Lord Brahma began to appreciate the uniqueness of Krishna. So this is the position then of Brahma. Brahma is known as an engineer. But Brahma is not the creator of the elements which he engineers. Just like one gentleman has said that he believed in a certain person because he could produce gold. But that gold, the original elements which produce the gold, no one can do. You see, actually, you may be surprised to know, but there is Yoga Siddhi. There are 8 different types of Yoga Siddhis, and one of them is called Prapta Siddhi. Prapta Siddhi means that you can acquire anything you want from any particular place at any time. There's another Siddhi. Siddhi means perfection. Another Siddhi is Laghima Siddhi. Laghima Siddhi means that you can travel to the sun by the sun ray. Altogether, there's 8 types of Siddhis. One of them is that you can become lighter than the lightest. Another is that you can become able to create an entire universe. Now, you'll find that the airplanes, for example, they have already got this Siddhi of lighter than air. They can float. And there's another Siddhi by which you can penetrate through rock and mountains. The material scientists have already done this. There was one German man who was a very great devotee. He decided to go to India. And when he went there, he wanted to study yoga. So he was asked whether he would study for the different yoga siddhis. And he said, what for? Gradually, the scientists are learning all of these. He said, I want to learn what no scientist, no materialist can know. And what is that? I want to learn about